Hope you're all off to a good start. Looks like it's going to be a beautiful day today, which is good because I'm going to pick up a recliner for my dad. So I'd rather not load that in the rain. So there, we've got our Instagram going. Back to here. We'll give it a minute for folks to pop in. Gotta move over a little bit. There we go. Because you got to be able to see the believe pillow, right? You got to keep belief alive and well, robust, thriving, vital, flourishing. There we go. Got all the things. So here's Tuesday. What will you make of Tuesday? And I've got a little experiment for you if you would like. We'll share that in a minute and see if you want to participate. Still have that frog every morning. That's irritating. Wow, 3 of you at once. Good morning, Janelle. Good morning, Nancy. Good morning, Gwen. Glad you are all here. The Facebook contingent. And there's Beth coming in right behind you. So good morning, good morning. Glad you're all here. And we have a Tosha Silver today. And I think it fits very well with what I think is going to be helpful moving people forward. Helpful moving people forward. So that's what we'll tackle in a moment. And before you give me credit for being very timely this morning, good morning, Barb. Glad you're here. Welcome. I set an alarm today because it's Tuesday and it's my coffee group, and I certainly don't want to be late for coffee group. So can't post comments to some destinations. Whatever. Technology is my friend. Yes. So let's start with some low-tech stuff. Breath. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. I'm going to add a little tapping. If you want to, feel free. If you don't, that is fine too. I love how it changes my color when I start tapping. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. And welcome to whomever else is here. Glad you are here. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And I would highly recommend anytime you feel a little off, anytime you feel a little disconnected from your body, anytime you feel a little anxious or just bleh, like someone has icked on your wow, tap a bit, tap a bit. Here's a good spot just to get things to turn around. This for me is a very comforting spot, but pick your spot, whatever you feel like you need. If there are things you need to say and you're not saying them, maybe focus on your throat chakra. I would tap center of chest for that. But just keep the tapping tool useful, handy, available, all the things. So, our beloved Tosha Silver, Outrageous Openness, Letting the Divine Take the Lead. The chapter is entitled Shopping with God, but I called it Divine Assistance because it's about way more than shopping. It's about way more than shopping. If one of you would put the quote, one or more of you would put the quote in the feed, I think it's one of those quotes that shifts our perspective and allows us to expand our horizons. We all know about paranoia and we all focus on paranoia, right? Oh man, he's so paranoid, blah, blah, blah. So this one is about pronoia, Pronoia. Pronoia is the suspicion that the whole world is conspiring to shower you with blessings. Imagine walking around our world in pronoia, the suspicion that the whole world is conspiring to shower you with blessings. Feel that. What does that feel like? Breathe that in. Feels far more open to me than just sometimes things happen well, sometimes they don't, blah, blah, you know. But if I believe the whole world is conspiring to shower me with blessings, I'm open. And that's by Rob Bresny, Brezsny, Bresny. So, in this chapter, she's talking about doing an experiment. And I want to challenge all of us to try this experiment and see what we notice. See what we notice. And for the curmudgeons in the group who are like, oh, that's garbage, here's the least that I think is going on here. When you pay attention to something, you're more likely to see it. So it's probably out in your world in the first place, but because you don't pay attention to it, because you have shit colored perspectacles on, you don't see it. Kind of like the buying of the green car. When you buy the green car, you see green cars everywhere. If you don't have a green car in your world, you don't pay attention to them. They're out there, people. They're out there. Same for things going well. It's out there. Opportunity is out there. But if you're looking at it through the nothing good ever happens to me perspectives, you're not going to see it. You're not going to see it. So here's what she's saying. Here's another experiment. Move through a given day, seeing the world as a living, pulsing, loving force, longing to assist you. A living, pulsing, loving force, longing to assist you. Feel that you and this energy are one. A good prayer can be, today the divine will show me the way. This is where this came from. I'm open to all signs, messages, and omens. I'll move as if there's a force of love waiting to aid me in every area of my life, big and small. I often feel I get divine help with trivialities, so I have faith when the big ticket issues come too. So we can cut our teeth on the little bitty stuff. I find a good parking spot. I get the refund I was looking for. Little bitty things, right? I call and someone actually answers the phone. So that when something big comes along, you're like, oh yeah. Maybe you frame it in your mind as I'm lucky, or I get what I want, or however you frame it. The divine will show me the way. Yes, yes, yes. This one is a story she's sharing to make this point. Once I had only a few hours to find a dress for a cousin's wedding, and I had just come back from traveling, so I was on a tight budget. Immediately, I invoked divine order, affirming that the perfect dress was picked and I would be guided to it easily and effortlessly. Then I watched my body's impulses. Soon I felt unexpectedly but intensely drawn to that clothing emporium straight from the seventh rung of shopping hell, Ross Dress for Less. Actually, if you really want to master shopping with God, just go there. Once you've trounced Ross, you're ready for anything. When I walked in, the checkout line snaked to the back of the store and on forever. Discarded clothes covered the floor like the scene of a shipwreck. Babies were bawling. Someone screamed at a cashier for a refund. Celine Dion promised loudly over the speakers that a new day was coming. I persevered, clinging to divine order like a life raft. 10 minutes later, I spied a wadded up, abandoned dress on a counter. Sleeveless, raw purple silk, short, a little sexy, my exact size. A Donna Karan marked down in true Ross fashion from $175 to $19.99. Sold! As I walked to the never-ending line, 3 more registers suddenly opened. While I waited, a redhead behind me with a sweet smile said, "Wow, totally hot dress. Want these? They're the exact color," and shoved a pair of dangly earrings in my hand. In and out in 20 minutes. Moving through the world, open to constant help, gets easier and easier with practice. Where have we heard that before? Yes, some days it's much more subtle, some more dramatic, but why not try? You could practice this for a full 21 days. This is where our 21 days of invoking divine right timing and divine right order came from in the first place, this chapter. To let your brain waves reset into the new pattern of thinking. And anyway, if you're not happy with the results, you can always have your cold dog eat dog lonely galaxy back, no questions asked. Full refund. People often act as if there is no divine assistance. Why not act as if there is? So, how about today? How about today's the day we act as if there is divine assistance? I'm going to grab our little card here. And We go out looking for divine assistance. So I have some things on my agenda today. Going to pick up the chair for Dad. Good morning. Good morning. Well, I don't think it's morning by you, but good morning. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. So I'm going to set the intention that everything about getting this chair, especially getting it back home and getting it in the house, goes easily, smoothly, funnily. Let's do funnily, happily, joyfully, all the things, right? So, what about for you? What is there coming up in your day in which you could? I'm also looking at Airbnb to find a place for a couple of days in October in Door County just to hang out. And so the ideal spot is already picked, and I'm guided to it. I'm guided to it, right? So let's do our 4 statements from our 21 days of invoking divine right timing and divine right order. Rub your hands together. Let's get some warmth going here, right? And maybe you want to aim one out and one in. Maybe you want them both aiming out. Maybe you want them both aiming in. Whatever you choose. This feels right to me. Today the divine will show me the way. You say it out loud with meaning. Today the divine will show me the way. I am open to all signs and messages. The perfect steps are already picked and I am guided to them. Just like a little purple dress with purple earrings. Moving through the world open to constant help, it's easier and easier with practice. And there you have it, folks. Your manifestation secret. Your key to opening up to the wisdom of divine right timing and divine right order. Allowing, allowing, allowing. Not feeling like you have to force anything or engineer things or be a better person or be more worthy or any of that other stuff. Just open and accepting that today the divine will show you the way. It's already laid out. You're already guided to it. It's paying attention, shifting your perspectives. So, have an awesome Tuesday. Tomorrow, I'd like y'all to report on your experiment. Let's see what happened. I'll tell you what happened in terms of chair moving, and we'll build from there. We'll build from there. Remember, you are capable of far more than you think you are. Bye-bye.